Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Trainer Talk. Today, we're going to be talking about patience. This is going to be very, very important for your health and fitness journey and in every aspect of your life, obviously. The more patient you can be, the more likely you are to succeed. So, we want to try to relate this directly to our health and fitness goals. We like to say, like, the longer you can be patient, the more successful you will be and the more likely you will be to succeed. And just to give a little backstory, something that came to my mind as soon as we thought of this topic was I had a high school kid come up to me in the gym the other day, and he said, "Hey, Taylor, like, how'd you get so big, or how'd you get so fit?" And I said, 12 years of training 6 days a week, and I never stopped. That's the only reason. I didn't do anything fancy or special. Literally just put in the time and the effort in the gym 5 or 6 days a week and never stopped. And I've been lifting for coming up on 13 years. So you just have to be patient. You just got to put in the work, and you just can't stop. You can't expect any quick results. If you set super high expectations in a short amount of time, or in other words, unrealistic goals, you're going to get fed up with it. You might get a little bit discouraged, and you're more likely to give up. So if you're just patient and consistent and you put in the work, you just do what you're told to do or what you know you need to do, you will succeed. It just takes a lot of discipline and patience. So
Yeah. Along with like having patience and being consistent with what you're doing, like a lot of people, they'll put in effort and they'll expect to get almost immediate results. Whereas it's more of like, I don't know if you're a farmer, if you've ever done gardening, but if you plant a seed, you're going to water it, you're going to tend to it, you're going to add fertilizer. You're not going to see any results on the surface until like 5 weeks later, when all of a sudden there's a little sprout that comes up. And if you continue to do that work, if you're just patient, and then you will eventually have whatever plant that you're going to grow. So as far as that goes, like building a larger foundation is going to allow you to have more growth later on. So taking that time and really, maybe it's breaking down form if you really want to PR your bench, or you really want to PR your squat or something like that. Or maybe it's you want to lose weight. Okay, really make that foundation good of whole foods, lots of protein, lots of fruits and vegetables, making that base really solid and then build off of it. That's how you have the really good, consistent results and progress over time. I mean, if you think about Olympians, they train for 4 years for one event, and they're building that base, that foundation all along that time, rather than they're not PRing every month to try and see if they're hitting any new numbers. Like when you're a beginner, it's great because you can PR every time and probably go up by 10, 15 pounds. But once you build that foundation, you're going to be able to go so much higher and have such better results by having that patience initially.
I really like that seed example. I mean, I've kind of heard that for different things. I think it relates to a lot of things in life, but especially like on your fitness journey. Like you plant the seed, and if you don't water it and it doesn't have sunlight every single day, it's not going to grow. And, if you are watering it every single day and it's getting sunlight every single day, something is happening in the soil and underneath that you just can't see from the outside. So you think that, one day it just magically appears, when no, all this work was happening on the inside. And that's the same thing that's happening to you on your fitness journey that you just can't see right away. Another thing is that people, I'm like out of breath today, pregnancy. People will walk into a gym or walk into, I think, a class specifically for their first time and see all of these like super fit people or people hitting PRs. They might come in and see us working out and think like, just get really intimidated by that. But what they don't see is all the years, like Taylor said, 12 years he's put into getting where he is now. I don't even know how many years it's been for me, but it's been 7, 8, I don't know how many years. And again, every single day. I mean, I've taken time off for injuries, sickness, vacations a little bit, but overall, we have remained consistent for years, not days, not weeks, not even months. So you cannot expect yourself to just overnight just lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds or whatever it is. It takes years of consistently doing something and having that discipline every single day.
Yeah. And another way to think about it, and going back to the planting the seed and like the tree example or the plant example, is like the deeper you can grow the roots and the stronger the system underneath the soil, the stronger the tree or the plant will be, and the longer it's going to live and survive because it had that strong structure and foundation. And I think people try to grow upward way too quickly. They try to get to that end goal way too fast, and their foundation isn't strong enough, and it's just going to fall over, or it's going to dwindle down and die. You're going to fall off track. You're going to slip up. You're not going to achieve the goal that you set out for because you were focusing too hard on that, the end goal. When, if you think about a tree, like if it wants to be the tallest tree, it's got to have the strongest roots. And so it focuses on the foundation first before it grows to be the tallest tree. So you really need to build the solid foundation. And relating that to health and fitness, it's what are you doing on a day in and day out basis? What is your daily routine? What kind of habits do you have? Those are the things that you need to be working on and building. You're not just focusing on how many calories can I burn and how many steps can I get in, and how many cardio workouts can I do. It's what am I eating? What am I drinking? When am I going to bed? Like, do I have a set schedule? Am I meal prepping? Like, how many cheat meals can I have compared to how many healthy meals? Like, you need to be thinking about all these habits and then sticking to a plan long term and just being patient and putting in the work. And it's exactly like what these two said. Like, you're not going to see progress every single day. Like, you're going to do these things every day and you're not going to see anything. But all of a sudden, you're going to look back at maybe a photo you took in the beginning and you're like, holy cow, there's a completely different person I'm looking at. Because all of a sudden, you see this crazy difference. Even though every single day you don't see it, once you look back, then you see this massive difference. So you just want to make sure that you're doing those day in and day out actions, and just be patient with it and stay consistent. Trust the process, because literally hundreds of thousands of people have created or made a transformation in their life with their health and fitness. And there is no secret to it. There's no special thing that you can do. You just literally have to, adopt the simple habits of making sure you're eating mostly healthy, exercising and doing some resistance training. Make sure you're, getting enough sleep and drinking enough water. If you can do those 4 things, you're going to be successful. So.
Yeah. It's, doing the simple things, they're not necessarily easy to do, but doing the simple things consistently over time, not expecting super fast results. I think a lot of people might fall into that category of having super high expectations of, like, maybe they're trying to increase what they can do as far as lifts go, and they're expecting that they're going to be able to put on 20 pounds on each of their lifts in a month. That's really high expectations for a short amount of time. But what they need is more patience. Like, you can get there. You can put 20 pounds on all those lifts. You just have to be more patient and not put a timeline on it, because everyone's different. And, maybe what one person was able to achieve in a 6-week transformation, one person can't. And that's completely fine. Progress is still progress. It's not, you're comparing kind of apples to oranges because it's 2 different people. So, like, having patience and knowing, like, am I moving in the right direction? Am I doing the right things? Knowing you'll get there over time if you're patient enough. Mm-hmm. What happens is people get frustrated because they only lost 6 pounds or something in 6 weeks, which is really actually incredible. And they'll lose their patience and they'll go back to what they were doing before. And then all the foundation that they were setting in whatever program that they were doing is now crumbling because they're not building anything off of that. They just went back to what they were doing. So while they were setting that foundation, they could have built off of it. They could have had, really, really good results after that if they just continued, if they were just patient, if they didn't expect, I guess, more results from the effort that they put in. There's a saying of, like, if you put a 10 in, you'll get a 10 out. If you plant corn, corn's going to come up. You can't plant corn and expect wheat to come up. So we know what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I think that's so true, especially even if you're not, like, brand new to the gym, but maybe you're trying to learn a new lift or something like that. Like, I remember when I was trying to learn the snatch and the power clean for the first time, I worked on those every single day. I was so sore for so long from my wrist hurt because I wasn't used to my wrist having to bend so much with the power clean. My thighs and my knees were all bruised up from banging the bar on my knees and my legs. And it hurt and it was uncomfortable. And it can be so easy in those moments to just feel like you're failing and get frustrated and just give up. But the only way that you're going to eventually get it and get better at it is by having those failures, learning from them, and continuing to go through the hard stuff to get the outcome that you want. I think, I don't know, we live in a very fast-paced world where we have everything right at our fingertips. We want to know something, we want to look something up, we do it in 2 seconds. So when it comes to the gym and learning something or losing weight, we just want it to happen at that same exact speed, and that's just not possible. It's not healthy. It's not how life is really supposed to be. You need to take your time. You need to put in the work every single day, again, for months, weeks, years, and so on.
Yeah, it goes back to our kind of favorite saying of getting 1% better every day. Just if you do the daily actions every day, you're going to get a little bit better. And yeah.
Yeah. One thing to add as far as like consistency would be is knowing that your body has a lot of different variables going on. So expecting a certain result from, doing calorie counting or something like that, it's not a simple equation. It's not a X plus Y equals Z. It's a lot of different factors going in. And, expecting from your body that it's going to be so black and white, there's a lot of gray in there. So just keeping in mind, be patient with yourself, be patient with your body. It's been a long time that you've had these habits that you're trying to fix or change, and just having patience with yourself throughout the process and knowing that it's going to be hard. It won't be easy, but it's definitely doable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think believing that you're on the right path is definitely important. Just keep working hard, and just believe that all the work that you're doing is going to lead to your goals. So I think that's it.
Good.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.